So in the investigation with respect to Mr. Schnatter, very similar to what the government would do, and particularly what the FBI would do for a background investigation. When the FBI agents conduct that background, one of the most important goals for them is to determine what the person's reputation is. In terms of reputation, we spoke to people who knew Mr. Schnatter for 40 years or more, and our conclusion was based on reputation, based on people we interviewed, documentation, research in the media, well before the comments in 2017 and 2018, there was no indication that Mr. Schnatter evidenced any racial bias in his statements, in his conduct, in the way he conducted himself. And that was confirmed by all the different factors that we looked at, but predominantly reputation. We looked at the allegations and some press reports that said that in the earnings call on November 1st, 2017, Mr. Schnatter complained and criticized the NFL players, particularly the African-American players who were protesting or kneeling down during the course of the game or the pregame activities. So that was the allegation. And if you read some of these articles, including some mainstream articles, that's what they report. We found that to be just completely inaccurate. So if you read the transcript, it's not very long and not very complicated. He doesn't even mention the NFL players. Doesn't even make a reference to the protests. What he does consistently is he criticizes the NFL leadership. He says they need to solve this problem to the satisfaction of the players. So unfortunately, the mainstream articles that reported him criticizing the protests and the NFL players, they weren't just wrong, they were dead wrong.